This post is from the subreddit Am I the Idiot, shared by user InternetBeautiful634. Am I the idiot for breaking up with my girlfriend because she literally told me she would cheat on me if I took a new job? I know this is going to come across as first world problems. I am currently at a job where I earn about $250,000 a year. I have an opportunity for a job where I will get $640,000 a year, the caveat being that the new job is overseas. I will be gone for 4 months at a time instead of 4 weeks at a time. My girlfriend is unhappy. She says that she doesn't want me gone for that long, that she will get lonely. I tried to explain that I will only be doing this job for 1 or 2 years, and that the money I make sets us up for a bright future. We can pay off all our debts, we can buy a house, we can travel on my off time. She then said that she doesn't care about any of that, and that if I'm gone for that long, she might need company. I didn't understand at first, and I said that we could get the dog she has been wanting to get. She said she meant human company. I said that she had lots of company at work and at school, and she was welcome to use our place to socialize all she wanted. She then spelled it out because I was stupid to think she was a decent human. She said that she wasn't going to go for months without sex. I said I completely understood and broke up with her. She is going crazy right now. She is at her sister's house and calling me and texting constantly. She says that I misunderstood and that she would never cheat on me. Like I said, I'm gone for a month at a time now, so I'm pretty sure she's been lonely before. I can't trust her, and I'm not going to try and build a future with someone who can't think about plans. OP, you made the right call. She didn't just express loneliness, she openly justified potential cheating. That's a values mismatch, not a misunderstanding. Even if she's backtracking now, trust is already broken. A partner should support long-term goals, not threaten betrayal over temporary distance. Take the opportunity and move forward without second-guessing. Stargle81 says, "It sounds like she hasn't been happy with the current arrangement, so being away for longer will only make her more miserable. People are missing that you'll be gone 4 months at a time for 1 or 2 years, which we all know probably means for longer than that. Some things are worth more than money, like companionship, intimacy, love. And yes, most happy relationships include a healthy, active sex life. She probably doesn't want to keep putting her life and future on hold because her partner is barely present. What if she wants to get married, have kids, settle down? Have you made a commitment to her? Have you talked about getting engaged in the near future? How does she know it will be worth all the sacrifice in the end? People get lonely, and the only thing worse than being alone is being in a relationship and still feeling alone. At this point, you have different life goals and are incompatible. It's for the best that the relationship ended, as hard as that may feel right now. You're not the idiot, but neither is she. ETA no one seems to bring up if he will also be going without sex for 4 months at a time, for 2 years. God knows what he'll be doing with all his free time when his girlfriend is nowhere near him. He seems fixated on the idea that as long as he pays her student loans, she should be grateful to be locked into a sexless relationship." Valuable News 7749 says, "Possible counterpoint. Might have been less of a, I need sex and will cheat on you, and more, I don't love the idea of not having a close, intimate relationship for a long stretch at a time. Some people struggle way more than other in long-distance type relationships. I'm personally more introverted/lonery, but my old roommate would get sad when her boyfriend was away for a couple days. People's relationships with their partners is different from friends, which is different from family, etc., etc. Intimate closeness with your partner doesn't just refer to sex, but just romantic/sexual closeness in general. So yeah, she might be a cheater, in which case you did good to leave, ASAP, but it's not the only possibility." So I'm back. If you didn't read the original post, I accepted an amazing job offer about 1.5 years ago. My girlfriend was not supportive and told me that if I took the job, she would cheat. I broke up with her and worked in the high Arctic for the last while. I saw the northern lights. I saw so many amazing things. I paid off all my debts. During my days off, I saw the world. I saw Uluru and Kilimanjaro. I climbed Mount Fuji and watched the sunset at Finisterre after walking the Camino de Santiago de Compostela. It made me want to see more. I am currently back in my hometown, and I found out that I'm not ready to settle down. I have made friends all over the world and met women that made me forget my ex for a night or a month. No, it wasn't always sex. Sometimes it was something as simple as a conversation with a young lawyer from Australia who wanted to do something besides work at her father's law practice. I hope she changes the world like she wants. I only know her first name, and I won't be sharing it here. I did run into my ex. She is with some guy in real estate. I'm happy for her. I'm glad I left to try something new. The company that hired me is happy with my work, and I'll be going to South America for my next contract. Same money, more or less, same schedule. I think the vagabond life is for me, and I'm going to give it all I've got for as long as I can. I want to thank all of you that have me the kick in the pants I needed to break the ties that were holding me back. If you have nothing holding you back, take the leap. You only get to do this without regrets when no one is counting on you. I'll leave you with some advice. Mining companies pay an astonishing amount of money for tradesmen. They pay more for project managers and engineers. The Middle East will need to be rebuilt, and they will pay to get it done right. Don't be scared. One of my coworkers passed away in his sleep from a heart attack. He was 47. We are all going to die. Go live. The world is an amazing place to be alive. Sorry if this sounds like a millennial trying to sound deep. This last while has changed me. I hope I can keep it going. OP, you made the right call. She normalized cheating, and you chose growth. You didn't just escape, you leveled up. Cleared debt, saw the world, gained perspective. Just stay intentional. Freedom is great, but don't drift into it blindly. If your priorities change later, be ready to build something stable without fear. Illustrious Pen 4768 says, would have been interested to hear more about the immediate aftermath of the breakup. OP replies, I left for work, then I didn't go home until last week. I was busy with work. Then I was just busy. I wish she had trusted me to secure our future, but I'm free now. Illustrious Pen 4768 says, I meant more in regards to her and how she handled things. Did she dial it back once she realized she had just ruined her chances at a meal ticket? I don't think you wanted to secure a future with her anyway, though, so... OP says, I did. The money I've made could have paid off her student loans and her car. My new job will be close to an actual city where we could have gotten an apartment. I basically blocked her on everything when she said she would cheat. I don't really know her story right now. This post is from the subreddit 2 Hot Takes, shared by user WorriedCucumber8964. Am I the idiot for not including my fiance's Sil in our wedding? First time poster, sorry it's long. For reference, Sil, 27 female, and I, 22 female, are not close whatsoever. However, fiance's sister, 20 female, and I are close, and fiance, 24 male, is close with my brothers, 19 and 18 male. Me and fiancé are currently planning our wedding. With that, we both picked who is going to be in the bridal party, trying to stick with people who are close to both of us. His side is his brother, my brothers, and some friends from work. My side is his sister and some of our close friends. Here's where things get messy. Sil messaged me asking when I was going to ask her to be in our wedding so she could be prepared, whatever that means. I politely messaged her back saying I had already asked all of my bridesmaids, but she was more than welcome to come to the bachelorette party. She then responded with, okay. The next day, when my fiancé got home from work, he told me his mom called asking why Sil wasn't included in the wedding. He said he told her to the best of his knowledge why, but wasn't 100% sure why. Mill then told him Sil had to be included because it's only fair, considering fiancé's brother and sister and my brothers are in the wedding. I then messaged Mill and Sil, after agreeing with my fiancé, that if Sil wants to be in the wedding, she will be standing on the groom's side in a matching tux with the rest of his party. I then messaged both saying, Sil has never been nice to me in the 3 years I have been with fiancé and makes no effort to try and get to know me. Sil nor Mill have said anything to me yet, but I will talk to fiancé when he is off work. Sil told fiancé, Mill, and fiancé's sister that I was mean to her husband, 25 at the time, while watching our rival schools play. A lot to handle, and too much for her after the first and second time meeting 3 years ago. I will say I am a bit of an extrovert and love to talk to people, especially if I'm trying to get to know you, but she's never tried to get to know me after that. I've tried to make small talk, but either get short answers or just outright ignored. Also, to top the cake, Sil will message fiancé and fiancé's sister's boyfriend before ever talking to me or his sister. Fiancé's sister said Sil hasn't tried to get to know her in the 6 years she has known her, but has a streak with her boyfriend of 3 years. And my fiancé? So, am I the idiot for not having her in our wedding? OP, you're not wrong for not including her, but your execution could create unnecessary drama. Weddings aren't obligation lists. If she hasn't made an effort in 3 years, she's not entitled to a bridesmaid spot. That part is completely fair. Where you slipped, the stand on the groom's side in a tux message. That comes off as sarcastic and escalatory, even if you were frustrated. It gives Mill and Sil ammunition to paint you as the problem. Best move now. Stay calm, let your fiancé handle his family, and keep it simple. We chose people we're close to. No extra jabs. You're justified, but don't let tone turn you into the villain. Pilot Environmental 46 says, you're not wrong in the fact that she should not have asked to be in the wedding party, and that was out of line. But you didn't handle it like a mature adult. You've seen the other comments, you could have handled it in a much more mature and reasonable manner. And you should have sat down with your fiancé and composed a response together, and he should have been the ones to deliver it since it's his family. And said you've created a rift that wasn't necessary. OP replies, this was a response that me and fiancé agreed upon. No, it was not very mature, but responses like this are the only way to get through to SIL, sadly. Fiancé did not send a message because he is not a very confrontational person and knows that he would let Sil walk all over him, as to where I would not and will stand my ground. Also, should have mentioned that Sil knew well before this day that she would not be in the wedding and didn't seem to mind even stating, it's okay, we're not that close. Mill will be calling me here shortly, so I will have a bigger update. August Wallflower says, the wedding is one day of the rest of your life. You don't want to make your life unpleasant by alienating your sister-in-law and making her feel excluded. It doesn't matter that you aren't close. I wasn't in my sister-in-law's wedding, I wasn't close to her, but she did ask me to be her proxy bride during the rehearsal. It's okay if you don't have her as a bridesmaid, but you should find a way to include her in other ways. OP replies, in no way were we trying to make her feel excluded. She was invited to everything like a normal bridesmaid. We even offered to let her get ready with me and my bridesmaids when we initially told her she wasn't a bridesmaid, which she didn't really seem to care about. I was genuinely trying to include her until this moment where she decided it would be fun to play the victim. She is very manipulative towards Mill. Not sure what a proxy bride is, but would definitely consider it. If you have any other suggestions, please, LMK. August Wallflower says, I'd never heard of a proxy bride either, but apparently it's a thing. Basically, at the rehearsal, I stood in place of her when everything was staged, so the bride could see what everything would look like, and she could decide if she wanted to move people around. It just allows her to see what things will look like in advance, which she wouldn't be able to see if she were up on the stage at rehearsal. I'd never heard of it, but it makes sense now that I'm aware of it. OP replies, we'll definitely talk to fiancé about this. My only worry would be her thinking she is getting a better position than bridesmaid? August Wallflower says, to me, it definitely isn't better than bridesmaid since it's just briefly during the rehearsal. But if she thinks it is, let her think that, if it makes your life easier during your wedding weekend. I know it's his side of the family, and people are saying that your fiancé should be the one to have to worry about it, but you're about to marry into his family, so it's going to end up being your problem just as much as it is his. Update! Sorry it's been so long. Before we get started, I do want to point out a couple things. Sister-in-law was invited to everything. Bachelorette trip, getting ready with us, and even taking pictures. The one thing she wasn't invited to was being in the wedding. A lot of people are saying it's his family he needs to deal with that, but his family is my family, so it wasn't a big deal for me to handle it. My parents are divorced. We are no contact with my father, and my mother passed away when I was 20. I've since taken in both of my younger brothers. When deciding on if this was the right choice, his family was my biggest supporters and took me and my brothers under their wing. Mill and Phil are adopted. Are those who are going to ask why I had taken in my brothers at the age of 20? I had felt this was the best decision for both of my brothers. I was financially able to take them in, and me and fiancé had just bought a 3-bed, 2-bath house, so we had the room. I worked 2 jobs to make sure they both have everything they need, and I'm even helping the oldest through trade school. Sil is a very rude and entitled person, thinking that her way goes and nobody else's opinion matters. Another reason why we aren't super close. She is my fiancé's Sil. She married his brother. Now time for the update. I got off the phone with Mill and it cleared a lot of things up. I love my fiancé, but he is definitely something. Mill was completely okay with me not having Sil in the wedding. She just wanted me to include Sil in everything still like bachelorette party and getting ready with us, which my fiancé misunderstood. I also found out that Sil has said a lot of mean things to Mill about me. Mill knows that I'm someone that doesn't care what other people say, so felt it wasn't important to tell me when she would say stuff like, she's mean, I don't like her, etc., because she knows it wouldn't bother me. But after this whole situation, Sil had told Mill some things that didn't sit right with her. Phil me nor my fiancé. After texting Mill and Sil that Sil has never been nice to me, Sil texted Mill saying, "I don't think she's a good fit for our family." When Mill asked why, Sil said, "Because she's 22 and raising 2 boys." Mill then told her not to say stuff like that and stood up for me, saying how good I've been doing with them and how Mill is so proud of me for everything I've done/given to my brothers. Sil then said, "Well, fiancé signed up to marry her, not her and her brothers." Mill then reminded her that me and fiancé got engaged a year and a half after her brothers were brought into the picture. Sil hasn't talked to me since the situation started. She has tried talking to my fiancé, but he is only talking to his brother and not her. After hearing everything, I asked Sil if she could come to the house so we could talk, but she hasn't said anything. I'm at the point where I don't even want her at the wedding, but fiancé's brother said if she wasn't invited, he wouldn't go, and he's the best man. I genuinely don't know what to do. Fiancé and his brother both still have a good relationship. Fiancé's brother has never said anything about my brothers or the way that me and fiancé are raising them. He has even offered to help if we ever need anything, and even got the oldest a job for when he gets out of trade school in May. What do I do? OP, you're still in the right, but now it's about handling this smart, not emotional. Sil has clearly shown who she is. The comment about you raising 2 boys not fitting the family is disrespectful and revealing. That's not a misunderstanding, that's character. You're justified in not wanting her close. But here's the reality. Uninviting her equals losing the best man equals creating a bigger problem on your wedding day. So don't escalate. Best move. Invite her as a guest only. Keep distance and stay civil. No bridal party, no special role, no emotional energy. Treat her like background noise. Long term, you don't need a relationship with her, just boundaries. Also, your Mill backing you and your fiancé siding with you, that's huge. You've already won where it actually matters. Don't let one difficult person disrupt your wedding or your peace. Alright guys, that's it for today. If you enjoyed the story, drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can hit 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you in the next one.